Friday! Woohoo! Hey, we're so glad you're here for another day. I'm Terry Gonzalez, the Gutsy Mentor, and
I'm
happy Friday.
Victoria. I'm the Gutsy RN. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. It's that favorite day that I always said it's my favorite day of the week.
Yes.
So happy Friday, everyone.
I know, it just feels like a party, even if it's a party of one. That's how I look at it too. But we want to nourish and flourish and set us up for the weekend, and thought we would talk a little bit about another habit, which is supplementing the nutrient gap. And we talked about that a little bit before, but wanted to kind of highlight what some of the studies are saying. And it's showing that there's a lack of proper vitamins and minerals in our food and soil. And it's a huge contributor to some of the chronic illnesses that we have going on, because we think we're eating the right things, and we are, but they're just not the same nutrition as they were 20 and 30 years ago. I was just reading an article. In Harvard facilitates this public forum on nutrition, and I was just reading an article about that, and they were talking about how there has been studies, research, and everything, that westernization has led to a loss of gut microbial diversity in our guts, and that's part of the issue. And that is that as we have progressed and streamlined and made things easier with, fast foods and all of that, which is great and wonderful. And I've been a big benefit of that as a working mom, trying to balance everything. So it's certainly a go-to. And there's value in that. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm saying that because of that, we've streamlined things. And some of the things that we streamlined is the production of vegetables and fruit, but we've narrowed it down. So we've limited some of that diversity, which has a range of nutrition that does different things that we've been talking about. And it's made mass production and converted some of the habits in our agricultural services. And so now there's this discussion which has an emphasis in moving away from the mass production and having a greater diversity of crops available in how we focus. And so they're really taking a look at what nutrients are needed and how we go about that. And certainly organic and diversity are part of the discussion. So that's pretty exciting. So who knows how long, they're in those public forums now, and we see some of those things trickling in with the amount of gut microbiome discussions that there are today. It's amazing, that there's been this research for so long, and yet we're just starting to have the benefit of all of that research come into the discussions, even in our commercials today.
Well, and Terry, all of those are amazing points, and it's why Terry and I are both extremely passionate about gut health, that it is what our dream is to educate everybody on the importance of gut health. So what she's saying is true. Let me back it up again for those of you who haven't heard. When we say what is gut health, what is gut microbiome? Well, it is the function and balance of the community of microorganisms that live in our gut, right? Our stomach. And those community is our bacteria, our viruses, our fungi, our yeast, and all of those organisms, right? They all get to live with us, and there's trillions of them that we coexist and we don't see and we don't know. And if you're really think about it, you're going, oh my gosh, right? And so we need a diversity, Terry is absolutely right, of those beneficial bacteria, because the different bacteria function on different types of foods we eat, and it secretes certain things that help absorb those nutrients. And so if we don't have that biodiversity, we won't get the absorption of the nutrients in the best possible way. And I had talked about this before, and I want to just even go off my own notes. So excuse me, because it's so important that when I was rereading my notes, and my notes are from the research that I have done as well as what Terry and I are doing, it reminded me that we have different bacteria that digest veggies, breads, meats,
Mhm.
oils, and the gut is populated by many of these different things. And so so it is important for us to have a healthy gut. We have to have that diversity. So in our culture where Terry was talking about it, because we do still live in that. I have a really busy day today, and I'm even thinking, okay, what can I do for lunch? When normally I do eat the salads and the good stuff, I'm going to
Yeah,
have to do convenient foods. That is, we can't avoid that. We just want to make better
that's what it
choices.
is.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for reminding me what we're even doing today. So as she's pouring, let me remind you that if we only take in fats only, right? Hot dogs, pizza, and ice cream are fun foods, our vacation foods. You'll produce a certain bacteria that is used to seeing these foods. And then eventually you get a change in the ratio. And so then when we have um, a coming into the vegetables and stuff, then that bacteria, because there's a change in the way that it secretes the nutrients, our stomachs don't react to it when we put in the good stuff. And then our bodies
So
are
true.
going, oh my goodness, right? And
Yeah,
what we see is the bloating and the inflammation and everything else. So we have to bridge that gap, as
yeah.
Terry's been showing you. I'll let her talk about that with supplementation. You cannot get away from supplementation and expect to have a good outcome for the most part on your health.
It's so true. It's so fun to listen to you, Vic. And I know, and I just got to give her a shout out because she's been doing this since she was in her 20s.
Oh,
It's amazing. She was the wellness coordinator in Upland at San Antonio community, and worked with so many different communities in the emergency services and the fire department, and making sure that they were all healthy and their guts healthy and their cardiovascular healthy and stuff. So it's exciting to work with you side by side, because I consider her one of the experts. So thank you for that. It's such a great thing. I was jotting some things down. Oh my gosh. But this topic is just it's so true. Everything you said is so true. And because of all of that, it's really just so hard to, not maybe so hard. It's overwhelming sometimes about understanding how much of this, how much of that, and the process itself, and then is that something that my gut can tolerate? Is it something that I can eat, like the tomatoes? As if I put this in my body, is it going to make me inflamed? And so remember, we're all so unique, and that some of the foods that are really so good at nourishing might not be good for you yet, because it's that imbalance that, if you don't have the biodiversity in your gut,
Mm-hmm.
when you introduce some of those things that are so nutrient rich, the other diversity that you have is going to be out competing it. It's just like a lush ecosystem that you walk into and everything's flourishing. You see this meadow and it's just filled with all these different beautiful different species and color and everything, and it's so great to walk through. But you see other places that might have had some issues that depleted it. Maybe it was development there. Maybe it was a fire. Maybe it was something that all of a sudden there's not so rich, and it's and everything there still thrives as it's coming back, but it also is going to be out competing. Those that like sun is going to win out in an area that has depletion of plants. Those that don't are not. It just, there's so much that goes into it. So being mindful of how your body feels, that's why you want to track it. That's why you want to remember, oh, it was tomatoes that I ate that I didn't feel so good. And you don't even have to go further than that, because just knowing that yourself, you naturally will limit that. And then eventually think about, oh, I have a biodiversity gut now. It has more diversity in the different cells. That you can try some of those things again. But as we're healing, as we're getting towards gut health, we need to be very, very mindful of that.
Yes. And Terry, you hit on some points that I didn't mention. So thank you for doing that about outcompeting bacteria when we're trying to introduce, because yes, everybody's different. and we're at different stages of getting the best healthy gut microbiome we can. And so I do want to say that in the past, what I used to get frustrated with is the healthy foods, the things that I should be taking in, the green leafy vegetables and all of those things would cause stomach aches. Well, who knew it was because I was eating convenient foods and dieting the wrong way and using that word diet and doing all the wrong things back that when we learned in the 80s and 90s. And so to undo all of that takes a healing process. And that is where the supplementation had to come in first before I can eat onions again. I can eat in my salads and beans, things I had to stay away from because I didn't have that diverse gut. So supplement and slowly introducing, that's what most people have to do is. So the pink drink is the best way to start. Prebiotic that nourishes those. So it's a good, easy drink, easy way to do it. You just saw Terry pour it in, and she's nourishing her good beneficial bacteria, and it's very, very non-complicated. It's the easy way to do. The Plexus organization that target, they're very not weight loss as a quick fix, but weight loss to help all of health. And the benefit is weight loss to heal your gut. And so the other is Probio 5. It's a good probiotic. So you're taking a prebiotic, a probiotic, and then our Bio Cleanse that just actually is gentle. It's not a something that is a cleanse. It's just a gentle other ingredients in it than nitric oxide and everything else that helps your cells and helps you make sure that you eliminate as you're supposed to eliminate. So excellent. It also promotes beneficial gut microbes, good bacteria, lactobacillus and bifidobacterium, up to over 200 times combined. And then they're clinically studied that this is effective. So we have those clinical trials. It supports healthy gut glucose metabolism. You have your blood sugar, you're not craving the stuff that you don't crave. Most people say that they get off of the junk. Seems to be a trend on most people that are consistent for 3 months. Physicians say, the GI doctors say it takes about 4 weeks, but they'll even say give it up to 2 months, and they're not even with implementation and gut health and chronic GI illnesses. It takes, and they're switching to plant-based. This product is plant-based, and trying to heal their gut that way, it takes a minimum of 4 weeks. So no, the samples we send are just not consistent with things. Consistent work. You have to, and then, oh my goodness, it's just life-changing. So many, many benefits of vascular health. We can go on and on simply by, and also by taking these 2 little supplements, times, but taking them during the day. It's a super easy way to get your supplementation in, starting that healing process and getting you back to your health and weight loss.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it just gets me so excited because in this drink, you just drink it and you don't have to worry about do it. You still, I still recommend worry about things, not worry. Be mindful and intentional about things, and eat the rainbow and eat all these things. But it doesn't have to be overwhelming to figure out how much of each and which ones and how do I build the biodiversity thing. Gosh, I love talking ecosystems. So this is great. Isn't it great that almost, 1 trillion cells that are in our gut alone, that it's not human. It's more about just the same kind of bacteria and cells that are out in the gardens and out in the forest and stuff. So it's kind of exciting not exciting, amazing and very, very intriguing to me. But it's so great, and the benefits, oh my gosh, I love hearing it when you're talking. The nerdy, talk nerdy to me.
Well, humans and bacteria have to coexist together to benefit each other. We coexist together. And so that is the nerdy part of the Gonzalez sisters that are very excited about gut health.
And you mentioned the probiotic and the prebiotic, and those are very critical too, because those are really hard to get in the quantities that you need to be healthy. Eat the yogurt, make sure that it's less than sugar, make sure that the sugar in there is the natural sugars. Milk will add 15 grams of sugar by itself. And so that's a healthy sugar. And so there's some things that you can do to limit it. So about 15 grams of sugar, or a little bit more, a little bit less, but there's some out there with 30 and 40 grams. And that's going to be when you have added processed sugars with it too. So just go back to Tammy's wisdom, read the labels. Read the labels. It's so key. And along with that, just wanted to mention that not all prebiotics and probiotics are the same. So you really do want to look for those that have a doctor's recommendation. You want to look for those that are using quality products. Magnesium is just not the same. There's a few different types of magnesium. So make sure that you're looking for the magnesium that really does absorb and help produce and lift up and support some of the other vitamins, like vitamin D isn't very productive unless you have the magnesium to push it along and make it more active. So there's so many reasons to supplement. We just wanted to give you that tip, and that we are here for you, and consider us an accountability partner.
Yeah. And with the probiotic, our probiotic is amazing, because you do have to choose the right probiotic, because it needs to get all the way down to your large intestines and that lower intestinal tract. And so our bodies are hot. So remember that that you have to take the right one that'll get from your mouth all the way down from your stomach. So ours is the most one of the most, I don't want to say the most, but one of the most bioavailable. It is also encapsulated, so it gets down to where it needs to be. So that is why we can be excited about our product. Also, to let you know that it is, I learned something from a physician, because my husband took a recent fall. And he let me in the hospital start Byron in, which is unusual, that he was up on gut health when I started talking about everything, because I got worried with all the medication that Byron had to be on. And he let me bring in, I asked him the supplements. So I was super excited, because he said that won't interfere in the, with the medication. So everybody's different, but his didn't interfere with his, because it was designed, these probiotics and supplements, to target gut health, which is in the lower part, so it wouldn't be absorbing in the bloodstream and interfering with the other medication. So that part was good to know if you're on the fence and needing to talk to your doctor about that. So yay, very important.
I do love that. I love hearing how the doctors especially focus on my brother-in-law for what's going to help him the most, and a lot of times it's not that they don't want them. Sometimes they don't have enough time to research what's there. So it was exciting to hear that was very supportive. And we'll have to do a whole live on probiotic and Probio 5 and some of the other things too, because oh gosh, you just reminded me of so many things. So I'll hold that to another time. I know this is getting a little lengthy. Remember, we're here for you, and ask questions, and cheers.
Are we announcing the winner today?
Oh my goodness, you are so wise, sister. Yes, our winner from yesterday's active pop-up challenge is Charmaine. Congratulations to Charmaine. Great job. And we hope you're feeling better. With you posted that you had some heat exhaustion. So get that water in and rest up. And also I just wanted to say thank you to Ashley Collins. She is the one that recommended the video and the exercise, and now it's one of my new faves. Mm-hmm. And so a little thank you gift will be sent your way too, Ashley. So Ashley, congratulations to you both.
I'll be doing it again today. It was very doable. Yeah.
Yes. Happy Friday, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be here tomorrow, but get ready, be intentional, find your eating the rainbow products around the perimeters of the shopping center. Good day, everybody.